My last job today is to introduce somebody to you that is just, I can't tell you what he means to me and the impact that he's had on me and on my family. He's an extraordinary person who's been fighting and surviving pancreatic cancer now for a decade. So you talk about a real role model for this disease. You talk about a place where we can all look and really see and believe in what Dan and everybody tells us about where we can go and what we can be and what this can become. And the short story I got to tell you about Howard is, I think many of you know, and Howard, I don't think will mind me sharing with you, that Howard recently, through some scans, found out that he had some remission. And Howard had to go back into, in fact, was his first opportunity to use Abraxane to battle his remission of his cancer. Elizabeth was into the chemo center in Atlanta. Elizabeth and Howard both live in the Atlanta area. Elizabeth was into the chemo center for chemo treatment. She looked across the center and she said, "Dad, I think that looks like Howard." And she said, "I don't know what to do. I thought Howard had beat it." So before Elizabeth could do anything, Howard said to Elizabeth, "Elizabeth, how are you today?" And with that big smile, with that constant positive attitude, with a guy who is a role model to me that I look up in a lot more ways than just in height. Will you welcome Howard?
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I know we've been here a long time, but I want to be brief. I just want to say thank you. It means the world to me, everything that this group has done. You made a difference. I wouldn't be alive here today. It will be 11 years this December since my original diagnosis, and I have had a couple of recurrences, but thanks to you and thanks to God first, but thanks to you and the whole team, Dr. Van Hoff and the talented team at TGen. They're just remarkable. They're brilliant, but they're passionate. You know, there are a lot of smart people in the world, but very few that care like they do. They do. And you don't even want to Google pancreatic cancer. If you look at it, you're like, boy, it'll scare you to death. But you go into TGen and you sit down with Dr. Van Hoff, and he just, with confidence, says, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. And we're going to make a difference, and we're going to do this. We got a plan, and we have a backup plan and another plan behind that. And it gives you confidence, and you know it's going to be okay. And that is really great. And if you're thinking, well, you know, pancreatic cancer, about 40,000 people a year in America. I don't know if I want to, you know, do I want to do more? Well, I encourage you to do more, because when we cure pancreatic cancer, we're curing other cancers too. We're killing cancer cells. It just happens to be where that cancer cell is residing in the body. It doesn't really matter. We're killing cancer cells wherever it is in the body, and if we can cure the most difficult one, then the others are going to fall like dominoes. So already Abraxane, I think, is being used in lung cancer and some other applications. So we're making a difference here across far beyond pancreatic cancer. So I want to thank you. Those are powerful stories. I tell you, I just, you know, it's just overwhelming. It really gets to me. But I want to thank you too, as a father and a husband. And we have Becky, my wife, and I have 3 daughters, and one of them's getting married. Yeah. And I didn't think I'd get to see that, you know. But I really do appreciate everything you've done. You made a difference, and you allowed me to be here today. So the other task I have is very easy, because I'm supposed to introduce the person who needs no introduction. He's an amazing person. He's told me never to accept no, because he also has proven that you got to aim high, and you got to just pursue your dream and go forward. And to have somebody honor his mother, who is taken by this disease every day. He's working on this all the time. He's an amazing individual. It's my pleasure to introduce Roger Magowitz.
Well, thank you, Howard. I think, as you could tell, Howard is definitely one of our inspirations and has really done anything a person can do, and even through his own trials and tribulations, has always stand tall and done what he could do for TGen and what he could do for anybody else. And if there really was a role model out there, it has been Howard, and I'm sure his support team of Becky and daughters, and we too are so happy. You'll be blessed to see your first daughter get married, and I'm sure the joy will be in everybody's heart when that happens as well. And I guess the way I just want to start is really say thank you to everybody for coming here this weekend. It's hard to believe a decade of events is already behind us, which is quite incredible. And I guess the way I kind of make this happen is I just put the blinders on and move forward. And as Howard said, just really don't take no for an answer, and look at pancreatic cancer like any other problem, and just move forward and know that we have the right team in place to conquer this disease, and in our lifetime that we will find early detection, and that we will cure this disease, and that we have the top doctors out there. And I think when everybody comes here, they are interested in hearing what Dr. Von Hoff has to say. They are interested in who Dr. Von Hoff is bringing to speak, because I think the more we do spread the word, the more informed we all become. And I think everybody comes here as a passion and as a commitment, and they really jump through hoops between Thanksgiving and Christmas and give their time and give their money and give their generosity to be here. And I think it's just a testament that to most people in the audience, this disease has not hit you, but you're here. And you sort of become groupies of pancreatic cancer, as crazy as that sounds. But it is a fight that we need everybody for this fight and for this battle. And, you know, I could remember sitting with Dr. Von Hoff when he didn't have very good words to say. And he was silent as to tell us good news. And really, I got to tell you, he was so excited to be able to present the information that he's presenting, because we are seeing progress. And unfortunately, when we've had speakers before, the sad fact is we never were able to see him the following year. And these were friends, and these were family members, and you know, it was so great to see Pam and Jim all dressed up at the casino night, having a blast and having fun, and just joining the group and just kind of seeing the power and just kind of feeling what everybody else was feeling. And, you know, Dr. Von Hoff mentioned a point that I just want to re-mention, because I don't think it should go unnoticed. Less than 1% of pancreatic cancer patients go into clinical trials. I think everybody has to put that in their head. That's a ridiculously stunning figure, because as nasty as this disease is, that really stopped me in my tracks to start asking Dr. Von Hoff a lot more questions about other cancers and how does that stack up, because how do you cure a disease that people aren't going into clinical trials? And I could tell you, I could roll back the tapes from when we were in the Westin Hotel, when Brett Connors stood up on the podium and said, more people have to get in clinical trials. It was important to him because he felt if he went, it would help the person behind him, and it did. So I just want to tell people that that's very important. But, you know, the main thing is we're here for the patients. We're here for the true heroes. We're here for the inspirations because, you know, my job is easy. I go out, I make friends, I shake some hands, I ask for a couple of dollars, we go out for lunch, and we have a good time. But it's the patients that have it tough. And that's why I think when we do what we do, I think we try to make it a different event, and I think we try to make it an informative event. But I think we try to put a little fun into it, like we will tonight, as we're going to put on a country concert, which everybody will be invited to. It'll be right here. So from sadness, it will turn into happiness. And everybody will see musicians like you've never seen before. They're coming from all across the country just to pay tribute to everybody that has come here, and I think they really will blow you away. But as always, I just want to say thank you to wherever Liz Macbeth is sitting, because she really does put in a ridiculous amount of time. As I tell her, my back is a little sore and I need to take a nap. And there's so many other people behind the scenes, like, and they never hear this because they're always outside, but tell them I said it. Gary and Helen Nicely, who work behind the scenes, and there's Tom Sloboda out there working that flew in for this, and Naomi, who came in to help out, and Sue Kaplan came to help out, and all the people from Encore and Walter and all the Mattress Firm people that have pitched in and helped out, and it really has made a huge difference. But when you think about it, I could tell you right now, when you look at the home furnishings industry and you look at what's happened in pancreatic cancer, it's come out of this room, which to me, what Dr. Korn pointed out with Jack is exactly right. It grows, and that's what we want it to happen, because we need every soldier we can muster. We need every penny we can get. And we certainly feel we have the best doctors. We know they're going to lead us to the best medicine. And we know we have the best friends out there to do it. And speaking of the best friends, people like Carl Glassman, who have stepped up and has been my honorary chair for 2 years, and his whole team at Leggett and Mark Quinn have done an extraordinary job. And they haven't just done it, they've got behind it. I can't say enough about Steve Stagner and the whole Mattress Firm team, that you can't go into a Mattress Firm store without seeing the color purple, without seeing it in an ad, without hearing it from a sales consultant. And these are major steps, and all these major steps, all these roads lead to one road, and that's truly to Dr. Von Hoff and the entire TGEM family, because that's who we believe in. That's who we believe is going to find a cure and early detection. And we thank you with the bottom of our heart, Dr. Von Hoff. Thank you very, very much. So with that, I think we've had a long day. Hopefully a lot of people had a good time at the psychic. Jeannie wanted me to hear stuff the psychic was telling me, but I didn't even want to hear stuff the psychic was telling me before I came up here. People were having fun golfing. We had people looking at cars. I think we hopefully had a great time. Jesse McGuire and the casino night and the dancing last night hopefully cast a really good spell. And actually the country concert's going to be here tonight, and from the bottom of all of our hearts, we say thank you for everything everybody has done, and appreciate all the people that bid on all the auction items, and thank you so much for being here.